So being in the state of Michigan, if you're not from here, it's important to note that sports are a big thing here in Michigan, both professional and college. And now that it's March Madness and the college basketball tournament has started, I think they're down to the Elite Eight now. I thought I should highlight Michigan and Michigan State and what their rivalry really is. Um, Michigan, they had a disappointing season. They didn't make the tournament of 64. Michigan State, they made it, and they made it to the Sweet 16, which the expectations are always high for both those teams going into the tournament. And they made the Sweet 16, which kind of exceeded expectations considering their regular season. But they were eliminated by Kansas State a few days ago. Um, but yeah, both teams do have high expectations, like I said, and the fan bases are completely different. And while it is a regional rivalry, it kind of interconnects here in the city of Detroit, here in the Metro Detroit area, because a lot of people who can't get into Michigan, U of M, they can get into Michigan State. So um, there's that rivalry. There's that aspect of the rivalry right there, and Michigan, U of M, they have more of a cult following than Michigan State does. So Michigan State always feels like the underdog, so to speak. They always, Michigan's given them the nickname "Little Brother," So there's always that underdog feeling when you're talking about Michigan State, because Michigan State has, their basketball program, I would say, has been more relevant historically than U of M. Football, not so much. Michigan. They've had a legendary football program forever, but in the past 20 years, Michigan State has had the better of them. And I'm not even gonna lie. And for me personally, I am probably a bigger Michigan fan than Michigan State fan, just because Ann Arbor is only about 35 minutes away from where I live here in Metro Detroit. From the city of Detroit, it's only like about 35 minutes, about 30 to 40 minutes away. East Lansing's about an hour and a half away from here. Well, it's about an hour and a half away from Ann Arbor. So about 2.5 hours, 2 hours 15 minutes away from me here in Metro Detroit. So a lot of people up north will root for Michigan State over Michigan. Probably there's probably more Spartan fans up there. But Michigan, U of M does have a cult following where no matter where you are throughout the whole country, they've had the most wins. The football program has had more wins than any other college football school. But a lot of people don't realize that it does carry over. The rivalry does carry over into other sports, hockey. Probably all of them. Gymnastics. Swimming. It's a fierce rivalry, and sometimes it is a bitter rivalry in many ways. Because the standards to get into U of M are a lot higher than Michigan State, generally speaking. But it's really cool though. Having four legendary schools of college basketball and college football. You have Michigan State. So I do hope someday that they meet in a huge playoff game. Maybe in the final, the championship of college football or college basketball and football. I don't see it happening anytime soon. Just based on what how they are right now. The status of them, but yeah, it's really cool. It's kind of a cool rivalry, and people who go to Michigan State, they are loud fans, and they can't stand the U of M people at all. And I'm not like that because I didn't go to either school. So even though I was raised a Michigan fan, I'll still root for Michigan State. If they have a chance to win something big, I'm not a spoiler where if Michigan State's undefeated and Michigan's not undefeated, I'll root for Michigan State to win the championship as opposed to Michigan playing the spoiler, so to speak. So I've yet to visit East Lansing though. I've heard their crowds are a lot rowdier, and during football and basketball games, whereas Michigan's a little bit more laid back. But I guess I'll have to see it to believe it. But yeah, so that's Michigan and Michigan State rivalry. Being here for Michigan, it's both a regional rivalry and kind of into the city rivalry. It's kind of like a standard rivalry too, so to speak. So it's a very interesting rivalry, and it's much different from the rivalry between Michigan and Ohio State. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Yeah, I thought I should throw that out there, being it's college, being the college basketballs going on right now, and it's kind of a big thing, at least around here. Sports are a big part of Detroit culture. But yeah, so if you like this video, then hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.